What up, YouTube? Mandy Hops here. So I'm gonna get real with you on this story right now, guys. I just got off work a little bit ago. I went to a graveyard shift. Um, there's a dive bar, not the dive bar, but a dive bar. It was the first one I ever went to. The first people I ever met in Vegas, and clearly they know everything about me, like you do, and anybody that encounters me, because I do not hide anything. You guys haven't heard about this yet. So you guys know that I've been literally making milestones and doing so great. And thank you for the kudos. Thank you for following me. Thank you for the support. All right. But I was dubbed tonight by one of my patrons as a bad picker. And what they mean about that is my taste in men. I I don't know what it is, but I always like fall for people I probably shouldn't fall for. Let me clarify. So I walk into the graveyard shift, the bartender sees me there. I normally work graveyards. Now me and this bartender have a love-hate relationship because I feel like he's bipolar, but he's pretty cool and I tip a lot, so he F's with me. But he goes, dude, and we've seen each other like a lot since it. He goes, I haven't seen you on my shift since you were dating that guy that lived in the bar who is referring to trash, which 10 months later, why can trash not like quit coming up? Like I am, he was so fun at times, but like literally like I hate him for what he did. And, I just like, it can't escape me, but like everybody knows my funny stories and then I'm a terrible picker and all my choice in men. And it's funny. It's cause like every dude I fall for has like done 10 years in prison and has like a debilitating drug addiction. Now, you guys might think, you think like, unless you're on my level, and I don't know what level that is, but like this isn't Pac-Man, but you guys might think, oh, like I had somebody the other day. They go, this girl was on drugs, and I go, what did she look like? What drug do you think she was on? Like this, that. I was like, meth, and they go, no, she wasn't on meth. Like she didn't have sores, and her teeth were not missing. Dude, I don't have sores. Like I did meth for like years. I didn't have sores. I got great teeth. Like it's so funny. Yes, there are people like that you can be like, nailed it, but like not everything is so obvious. Even from a person that's been like not a lame and in the scene forever. Like I'm trying to tell you guys what I deal with. So everybody jokes about me dating homeless guys. And I have. But actually, let's refer back to the story. As much as I hate to refer back to this, most of you got to know me through one person's channel, BB, who is a homeless guy who lives in his van. I respected the shit out of him. I thought, this dude does what he wants. He doesn't care what people think. He lives in his van. A homeless guy helped me find my home in Vegas. So thank you, BB, if you're watching. I know you do. Shout out. So I don't know why it's so weird now. It's like, shit, I came here with a homeless guy. And then I wound up dating homeless guys. It just fucking happened so weird. So the reason I'm saying this is because I went into a graveyard shift and the bartender was like, oh, dude, like, I've seen him a million times. He's like, I haven't seen you since, you dated the guy that like lived in the bar. I go, well, let me tell you about the last one. So I met this guy, nice guy, has a job. We became close. Like he's a good friend of mine. We're going to call him the Cuddler. I didn't dub him that name. A good friend of mine does because my whole life is an open book. And I'm going to be gentle about what I say, which, let me check my clock. That's the first time in life I've ever been gentle about what I say because I genuinely consider this guy my friend and I genuinely care about him. And I'm not going to talk any trash on him. And he's a great guy. But in the beginning, and regardless of the beginning, there were feels, okay? But he's a cool guy. Come to find out, he's homeless. But that's not the big thing. The big thing is he has a disease, a bad disease, and it's incurable. But here is the good thing. Like, have we cuddled? Yes. I swear to God, we've done nothing but that. Like, he's been like my straight up friend. And you know what? It was one of the first things he said to me out of his mouth is, this is my situation and I have this disease. Wow. Like, I don't care what you guys say. I think that's the most fucking stand-up thing in the world. Like, most people are not going to tell you, like, especially if they like you, they're attracted to you, you guys are vibing, like, hey, like, this is what's going on, I got a disease. Like, that's the most, like, respectable thing that ever happened. And I love them even more for that. Like, you know, you're never going to... When I came out here, BB told me, like, hey, I feel bad for you dating in Vegas. I didn't know what he meant. Now I know, right? And everybody knows my stories because I'm like an open book. And I'm not telling you this to talk shit. I'm telling you guys this because this is my real life. And this is real people. And I guarantee you, go to any state, especially Las Vegas, if a dude has a disease, like, he's going to be like, hey, you know, I really like you, but just before anything happens, I mean, anything, like, even like feeling of the boobs, like, hey, this is my situation. I have a disease. And the reason I like really consider this dude a friend, and is near and dear to my heart is because he's blatantly blunt and honest like me. And it's so considerate of him to do that. But you know why he's doing that? He's doing that for himself. The same reason I'm doing this and I tell you guys everything, these embarrassing stories, which aren't embarrassing, but would be to most people, because they live their truth. He is such a sweetheart. I'm sure he wants somebody to love him for him, right? And he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And he's like, this is how I am. Take me or leave me. That is rare, motherfuckers. That's why you watch me. That's why he's my friend. Nobody's going to come out and tell you, like, dude, if you think you can just meet some random broad or dude and get laid and have a good time, you think they're going to be like, hey, I have this disease and I have this really bad. No, like, dude, that's like 1 in a million. So I don't say his name, like, because he's my friend. We'll call him the cuddler. And nobody believes that all we did was cuddle. It's the truth. I don't care. I tell you guys either way. You guys know that. You've been through everything with me. Everything. So, and I go into Graveyard, and the merchant's like, I haven't seen you since you dated that guy that was living in the bar, which is trash, which I hate that name keeps coming up, but it is a part of my life. And if you really think about it, guys, I came out here with BB, who was homeless. He lives in his van. I admired the fuck out of it. I'm like, oh, dude, the dude doesn't have to, like, be in a traditional home. He lives his life how he wants. He does what he wants. Like, I respected the honesty. Anyway, moving on. No, but I do respect. It was a homeless guy that taught me how to live in this town, that showed me this town. And then ironically, I date other homeless guys. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't do it on purpose. I didn't even know this dude, like, has a good job. He came in all the time, but he, like, sat me down and told me, like, hey, this is the deal. Like I wouldn't even know. Like, I realized when I was driving all over the country, like, as soon as you hit Denver on out to Vegas, these homeless guys get hot. Like, you might not even know they're homeless. Facts. Like, dude, I might just be this, like, small Midwestern girl, but I'm telling you, like, it's different. And, so I respect the hell out of that. So when my buddy, the bartender, is like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since you've been dating that guy that lived in the bar. I go, let me tell you about the last person I did. So I kind of told him this situation because, like, just like I tell you guys, like, everybody knows my situation. And he goes, like, I go into this bar because they don't make you wear masks. I know that's maybe unpopular. Some people, I fucking hate masks. I hate them. So I like places where you really, and so I'm not going to mention the bar. But anyway, I'm telling the story. He goes, oh, right. I know you didn't do anything, Mandy. Because everybody knows they know how crazy I am, but I'm not. And even if I did, I would have told you guys. And he goes, I'm going to need you to put your mask on. But here's what I'm saying, guys. Vegas is a crazy place. And you can't judge a book by its cover. And even though some people are homeless, like, they are still, like, stand-up people. I don't have low self-esteem. It's just, I don't know what it is with me and certain people. But yeah, so he was like, I believe it. I believe it. And I was so loud. Like, dude, he's like, you were like this from the second I met you. He says I'm loud. Like, I came in sober AF. Like, I did have 3 shots and 3 beers and half a sandwich in there. But he's like, this is just you. He's like, what are you, a Scorpio? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And it's comes from St. Louis too. He's like, you were just as messy as loud as the first second I met you, just as you are now. And he goes, and the next time you come in, he's like, and I'll be happy to serve you. and he likes my stories, and he busts the hell out of my balls. But yeah, this has been my situation. So homeless guy led me into town. I've been hanging out with a lot of homeless people. I come from a town originally, like before I moved to St. Louis. I moved to St. Louis in the 6th grade. 30 minutes south of there, it had a population of 8,000 people. I think the numbers are low, but the estimate is that there are 6,500 people that are homeless in Vegas. And so, it's funny because I used to work on the south side of St. Louis, which is equivalent to the east side of Las Vegas, the hood, where I work. There are worse hoods in St. Louis and there are worse hoods in Vegas, but equivalently the hood. It's not a good area. And what shocked me when I got out of the suburbs and I went to the south side of St. Louis is like normally people are like, hey, what's your name? How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Mandy, blah, blah, blah. The first thing they say on the south side is like, how many kids do you have? Like, that's like a legit question. Like, that's like the second question of their mouth. And I'm like, ew, like, I don't have any kids, but like out there, they have a lot of baby daddies. Side note, like, I just have to throw this in. This is not even a joke. This girl came in and she was talking about all this money she had. And she's like, yeah, because I get that money because I got 5 baby daddies. I go, and she was not joking. I go, 5 baby daddies? She goes, yeah, girl, you don't want to make the same mistake twice. Facts. So that's kind of how the south side of St. Louis was. Shout out to the 314. But and these are the kind of bars I worked at. So this is nothing new. I just make a lot more money here. I feel like I should be like, hi, what's your name? Are you homeless? But no. If the cuddler does see this and catches on that you're the cuddler, I love you, bestie. You're my boy. And I would cuddle with him anytime. But that's where we draw the line. And I respect him. And this is the kind of shit I get myself into, guys. But props to him. And thank you for letting me get this off my chest. You guys, I am doing good. I am moving on. I am going to commit to this new healthy thing. And I hope you guys have a good night.